What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, this is a donation request. This is for Tom. What's going on, Tom? This is Frank Zappa. This is the song Watermelon and Easter Hay. This is off of Joe's Garage from, when is this? 1979. Joe's Garage. I've heard of Joe's Garage. I just looked at the track listing. I'm pretty sure I haven't heard it. I've heard of it. I have heard of it, haven't heard it. There's a lot of Frank Zappa, and I've heard some Frank Zappa, but I don't know all Frank Zappa, like at all. In no way, shape, or form do I know it all. I know some. In the scope of all of his work, it's probably like that. I probably know about that much. Not really not, you know, not an insane amount. So that's what we're checking out today. If you're new here, please subscribe, check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos, check it out. If you like the channel, all kinds of ways to support the channel. You can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation requests just like this one. So if there's something you want me to watch, listen to, talk about, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, in the notes section, leave a link, leave a description, let me know what you want the video to be on, make the video. You can also email me at jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. Thank you guys. Okay, so Joe's Garage, 3-part rock opera released by Frank Zappa, September and November. Originally released as 2 separate albums. Oh. And remastered, reissued as a triple album box set. Joe's Garage Acts 1, 2, and 3 in 1987. Story is told by a character identified as the Central Scrutinizer, narrating the story of Joe, an average adolescent male from Canoga Park, LA, who forms a garage rock band, has unsatisfying relationships with women, gives all of his money to a government-assisted and insincere religion, explores sexual activities with appliances, and is imprisoned. Okay. What? After being released from prison into a dystopian society in which music itself has been criminalized, he lapses into insanity. The album encompasses a large spectrum of musical styles, while its lyrics often feature satirical or humorous commentary on American society and politics. It addresses themes of individualism, free will, censorship, the music industry, and human sexuality, while criticizing government and religion and satirizing Catholicism and Scientology. Joe's Garage is noted for its use of xenochrony, a recording technique that takes musical material and overdubs them onto different unrelated material. Okay. In this instance, guitar solos by Zappa from older live recordings. Okay, so all solos on the album are xenocronous except for Crew Slut and Watermelon and Easter Hay, which is what we're doing. A signature song that Zappa described as the best song on the album, which we're listening to, wow. And according to his son Dweezil, the best guitar solo his father ever played. Wow. Wow, what are we gonna get into? Joe's Garage initially received mixed to positive reviews, with critics praising its innovative and original music, but criticizing the scatological, sexual, and profane nature of the lyrics. Since its original release, the album has been reappraised as one of Zappa's best work. Yeah, I'm glad that they put it that way, because that's what happens, right? These fucking assholes. They're just like, oh, we said it was amazing the whole time. This is just fantastic. Okay. Anyways. Okay, xenocronous? I've never heard of that, but I mean, I get what you're saying. Okay, I've actually done that. I didn't know it was called a thing like that, where I actually took a saxophone part. I've done this a few times actually, but the specific time I'm thinking of, I took a saxophone part, and it was on one recording, and then I had this other recording, and I was working on it, and I was like, I need something else, and I like just had this idea, and I flew that saxophone into the other song, and I like edited it, I messed with it, and kind of created this part for it. Anyways, cool. Alright, I think it's time. Let's just get into this. Or actually, is there anything more on this song? It sounds like this is his best solo ever. Album concludes with a long guitar it's a guitar instrumental. Oh, wow. Watermelon and Easter Hay, the only guitar solo recorded for the album in 9/4 time. Every other guitar solo on the album was xenocronous, overdubbed from older live recordings. In their review of the album, Downbeat magazine criticized the song, but subsequent reviewers have championed the song as Zappa's masterpiece. Lowe called it I don't know who Lowe is. Lowe called it the crowning achievement of the album, and one of the most gorgeous pieces of music ever produced. Zappa told Neil Slavin that he thought it was the best song on the album. The song's title is thought to have come from a saying used by Zappa while recording the album. Quote, playing a guitar solo with his band is like trying to grow watermelon in Easter hay. Weird. Okay, after Zappa died, Watermelon and Easter Hay became known as one of his signature songs, and his son Dweezil Zappa later referred to it as the best solo Zappa ever played. Okay. Wow. So this is like a big deal here, huh? And it's long. It's a long solo guitar instrumental piece. Let's get to it. Let's check this out. Bam.
This is the central scrutinizer. Joe has just worked himself into an imaginary frenzy during the fade-out of his imaginary song. He begins to feel depressed now. He knows the end is near. He has realized at last that imaginary guitar notes and imaginary vocals exist only in the imagination of the imaginer. And ultimately, who gives a fuck anyway? Excuse me. So, who gives a fuck anyway? So he goes back to his ugly little room and quietly dreams his last imaginary guitar solo.
So it's not solo guitar. For some reason I thought it was solo guitar. It's just a guitar solo. Very like sharp attack, clean tone. Is that what that was? That first one. Yeah, wow. So that was like a head, kind of. That gets me about this playing is his attack. It sounds very sharp and sometimes bordering on like pinch harmonics. Is that like marimba back there? Yeah, it's some kind of, marimba. Drums a bit more there. Cool. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think because it was like this like long just guitar piece. This long epic guitar piece maybe. I mean, the backdrop doesn't change the entire time. It's the same. I mean, there's like the bell kind of things, the marimba, the drums at the end. But for the most part, it's all the same. So really the dynamic stuff is happening with his playing, and that's kind of it, right? So like the ups and the downs of it, the kind of frenzy of it sometimes is all happening from him. I thought it was nice. I thought it was cool. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's, definitely just improvising through this, the solo section at least. There's like that head, right? A head is like, it's more of like a jazz term, right? When you talk about the head, that's just the melody. Like in jazz, a common form would be like AABA, right? So like that would be the head, right? Going through the melody of AABA, that's the head. Then you have your solos, and then back to the head, and you're out, kind of thing. So when I say head, I mean like the melody, right? That's like that part, and then you solo over that. Anyways, yeah, it was cool. I mean, I don't know enough of his music to know if this is like his best, or if I thought it was his best or whatever in terms of like his guitar solos. I know that he's an improviser, right? Which I love. I like improvising. I like that. So that's really cool. I know that he's quirky and strange or whatever, and that also comes out in his guitar playing. I think maybe just because of the scope of this piece. I don't know. I'm assuming he doesn't have other pieces of work that are like this, which is kind of surprising because of how much music he's put out. But it sounds like, and I wouldn't know. It sounds like this is his only, his biggest 9-minute guitar instrumental track. And that may be why this is such an epic thing. I thought that the playing and all that was fine, like I think he's good. I think he's good because he can play and he has concepts. That's kind of the cool thing about Frank Zappa, is that he has concepts, and his approach to music is different and unique, and also how prolific of a writer he is. That's also huge, just huge. But overall, this is cool. I mean, it sounds nice. There were parts of the solo that I really liked. The entire song consists of 2 alternating harmonies, A and B/E. Is that supposed to be B over E? Is that it's like written? How it's written now is why I'm like, are you talking chords now? This could also be thought of as, I think so, as a E major 7th sus2 linked by a G sharp. Okay, so B over E, and there's also a G sharp in there. Is that what they're saying? So what that is it's a B chord, B, D sharp, F sharp, over E, meaning E is in the bass. E is the lowest note. E is the 4th of B. So when you play that, it's going to sound more like an E chord because you've got E, B is the 5th, D sharp is the major 7th. That's why they're saying E major 7th, sus2. Sus2, you're playing the 2, but you're not playing the 3rd. So there's no 3rd. So you're playing 1, 5, 7, 9. That's what it is. Linked by a G sharp. I don't know what that means. Is there a G sharp in there, or why linked? I don't understand how this is being worded, but that's what technically what that is. This simplicity is made more interesting by the emphasis in the solo on the note D sharp, a tritone above the bass A, which conveys the harmony A sharp 11. The 9/4 time signature keeps the 2-chord harmonic structure sounding fresh. Okay, let me read all that again. The entire song consists of 2 alternating harmonies, A and B over E, linked by a G sharp. So it's not just A, it's A major 7, because G sharp is the major 7 of A. That's why I'm like, it's Wikipedia. Sorry. Instead of like sheet music or something like that. This simplicity is more interesting by the emphasis in the solo on the note a D sharp. Okay, so he's playing a D sharp over A and over B over E. The D sharp is the major 7th of E. It's the 3rd of B, the major 3rd of B, and it's the sharp 11 of A. Now, that's fine. That's a tension that you can use on a major chord, right? We've talked about tensions before. You have chord structure, right? You got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. The 9, 11, and 13 are tensions. And those can be flatted. They could be sharped, right? You can have whatever. You can have C major 7, add 9, so with a D in it. You can have C major 7, sharp 9, which is with a D sharp in it. You can have C major 7, sharp 11, which is what they're talking about, but A, right? A major 7, sharp 11. C major 7, sharp 11, that's with the F sharp. You can have C major 7, add 13, so that's with an A. You can have C major 7, flat 13, A flat. and you can have all those in one chord if you want. You know, I mean, you can really do what you want, but technically that's what all those things are. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was cool. I didn't dislike it. I think that maybe some of this is going over my head because I don't have the relationship with Frank Zappa and his music, and specifically his guitar solos, because that's what this is really about and what they're really talking about. They're really talking about this is the greatest guitar solo that he's ever taken. That's like recorded work, and I'm like, what? I mean, I've heard him solo before, but I'm not super familiar with his soloing. So, is it the best that he's done? Maybe it is. To me, it has more to do with just like this epic piece, this epic guitar piece. That's really what it's about. In which case, I think the melody's fine. It's not, I didn't realize that he was playing. I actually thought that he would just start soloing, kind of. Like he just started out with like a melodic solo. But I didn't think it was like one of the best melodies he's ever written. You know, I didn't think it was super vocal. And then it just kind of went into a blues riff at the end, you know, just a little blues lick kind of thing at the end of the, you know, of the whole phrase. So, which is at least how he played it, was more like a guitar player, it wasn't vocal, you know. So that's why I didn't think it was I didn't realize it until he went into it again, and I'm like, oh, this is a head. That's why I'm like, oh, this is like the head. Okay, I get it now. And then he hit whatever overdrive or whatever, you know, he like changed his tone for the actual solo, which was cool. Yeah, it was cool. Vinny Colaiuta on drums. Yeah, that guy's one of the best. It didn't say if there was like marimba or anything like that. It sounded like some kind of marimba, right? It sounded like a marimba. It just says keyboards, so there's 2 keyboard players and a percussion player. You would think it would specifically say marimba if there was marimbas. So I don't know, maybe that was just a keyboard with a marimba sound? I don't know. But anyways, that's that. Cool. All right. Wow, Frank Zappa. Very cool. And that weird intro vocal spoken thing, he's just being a weirdo. It's amazing he didn't do drugs. Especially listening to this, I'm just like, man, what? That guy didn't do drugs? Okay. All right, good for him. He just had it in him. He didn't need them. All right, cool. Awesome. Thank you guys. Catch you in the next video.